Hey guys! So now that my personal project is over, I'm at a loss as to what to do now. I get kind of super focused on one thing at a time, and because I really like finishing stuff. So last week, as you saw in the vlog, I didn't really have a whole lot of creative work to do. In fact, I was sort of driving myself crazy. I made that lantern because I wanted to go out and do something nice for once. And that was kind of the extent of what I did, other than some sketchbooky stuff, which is fun too. And this is one of the things I did. I didn't know what to do because I'm no longer working within the theme that I have been working on all summer, which is living spaces. So I ended up going to the library. They had a very, very tiny art book section, like very tiny. I think I was looking at some watercolor related things. Just like the little painting section is probably one shelf of books that's only 3 feet wide. It's sad. And I saw some classical artwork, which was really beautiful. And then I saw some more contemporary stuff. I think Loish's book was in that stack too, which really surprised me. But when I opened up a book, I can't remember which book it was, but it was one about painting in watercolor. It was somewhat instructional, and the watercolor paintings in this book were very realistic, I guess. They were very busy. She took the most complicated scenes, like scenes in a garden, with lots and lots and lots of detail. But I was really taken by her paintings of shadows. And by that I mean she would paint images of a garden that was brightly lit, but the light was coming from behind a tree, so the tree was casting all these pretty little lights and shadows. You know what I'm talking about, right? Dappled sunlight. It was painted with so much detail that the dappled sunlight itself became almost like the focus in the painting, and I'd never really painted anything like that. In fact, it wasn't until I did some of these paintings in living spaces that I often never really painted scenes at all, especially not in realistic detail. So I was pretty inspired. I wanted to go home and I wanted to paint pictures of lights and shadows. Unfortunately, we're in the middle of rain and wind storm season, so there's no shadows to be found anywhere, so I couldn't take my own reference photos, and I'm kind of disappointed in myself that I never took reference photos like that before. Well, now I know what to do when we get sunny weather again. And so this painting is a very cropped detail from a photo I took of some cacti in the snow, because I really liked the deep blue of the shadows in that picture. I think it's my favorite part of that picture. And I learned pretty quickly that when you paint shadows without zooming out and getting context for those shadows, they don't really look like a whole lot. If you look at this drawing kind of really quickly, it's kind of hard to make out what the heck I drew. So I'll have to practice a bit with this more, and maybe the shadows work best with a full scene context. And maybe the shadows will just naturally take center stage in the paintings like they did in that book that I saw at the library. So keep looking at other people's art, because you never know what kinds of unusual or completely mundane things that will inspire you. So thank you for watching this video, and I will see you next time.